Hey everybody, I just wanted to make a video to show the two specialty stitches that you might encounter that are new to you in the Wheat Wave Beanie. I'm guessing you have that pattern in front of you right now, and that's how you found this video. Apologies, I am not a videographer or a hand model, but I'm going to show you how to do these stitches. So again, the two stitches that might be new to some people, or the specific techniques for doing these stitches might be new to you, because I have seen in a lot of patterns and a lot of pattern stitch books, people will give different ways to do it. This is just my favorite way to do it. It doesn't mean it's the right way to do it, but it is the way I did it when I was knitting up my samples, and will get you the same results that I did. And I apologize for the shaky video, because when I talk, the phone just moves. Anyway, let me get right into it. Okay, so the first one is the right twist. And the instructions say to knit two stitches together, but do not remove them from the left-hand needle. So let's do that first. All right, we're going to knit two stitches together, but do not remove them from the left-hand needle. So again, this is our right twist. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to knit two stitches together, and I'm going to bring down my loop, but I'm not going to remove them from my needle. I'm going to leave them right there. All right, so the next sentence says, then insert the right hand needle between the two stitches you just knit together. So I'm going to take my tip and I'm going to go in between those two stitches and into that first stitch. So that is the one nearest the tip of the left hand needle. All right, and now I'm going to wrap it and I'm going to bring it off my needle. So let me just work that again using the language of the pattern. I'm going to knit two stitches together, but do not remove them from the left hand needle. Then I'm going to insert the right hand needle between the two stitches you just knit together, and then knit the first stitch only, the one nearest the tip of the left hand needle, bringing both stitches completely over to the right hand needle as you continue the stitch. All right, we're going to do it one more time. I'm going to knit two stitches together, but I'm not going to remove them from the left hand needle. Now I'm going to insert my right hand needle between the two stitches I just knit together, and I'm going to knit that first stitch only. It's the one nearest the tip, and I'm going to bring both stitches completely over to the right hand needle. And so there I have 3 right twists in a row, and that is really going to be evident on the in-between rows where you're not, or rounds when you're not doing the twist. You'll start to see what it looks like on the next round. Okay, so the right one is my favorite. It's a little easier. The second one that we're going to do is the left twist. So every round that has a twist is going to have both a right and a left twist. So I really like this method of doing the left twist because I feel that it's neat and it really mirrors the right twist. It is a little, not more difficult, but a little more awkward at first, but you will by the time you get to the ends of the hat, or really a couple of pattern repeats in, it'll start to be second nature to you. So now we're going to be doing the left twist. So what we're going to do using the language of the pattern is we're going to skip the first stitch on our left hand needle, and we're going to knit into the back loop of the second stitch on your left hand needle. So this one right here, we're going to skip this one and go into this one through the back loop. So we're going to go in to the back loop, and then we're going to knit it, and we're going to pull up a new loop, but we're not going to take it off. We're just going to pull up that loop. Then we're going to knit into the backs of both the first stitch on the left hand needle, the one that we skipped, and then the one we just knit. So you're like knitting 2 together through the back loop. You can see? Now, it can be a little tricky. Make sure you got it. You're going to pull both of those stitches off the left hand needle and onto the right needle. So now you have twisted your stitches in a way that looks pretty good, especially when you do the next round. So we're going to work that left twist again using the language from the pattern. All right, so we're going to skip that first stitch on our left hand needle, and we're going to go straight to this next stitch, and we're going to knit. We're going to knit into the back loop of the second stitch on our left hand needle. So I'm going to make sure I'm going in the back of it. Treat it like a regular knit stitch at that point, and we're going to pull up a loop right here. Now we're going to knit into the backs of both the first stitch, the one that we skipped on the left hand needle, and the one we just knit into the back of. So we're going to go into the back loops again. Make sure your needles are touching each other and we're not splitting the yarn. We're going to wrap it. And then, oops, hold on, let me grab that. And this one's a little more challenging, but again, with some practice, you'll get the hang of it. And then we're going to pull them both off. So we have our left twist. All right, I'm going to do one more. So we're going to skip the first stitch on your left hand needle and knit into the back loop of the second stitch on your left hand needle. Pulling up a loop. All right. Then we're going to knit into the backs of both the first stitch on the left hand needle, the one that we skipped, and the one we just knit into the back of. So we're going to knit into the back of both of those. And then we'll pull both stitches off the left hand needle and onto the right hand needle. So there you go, the right twist and the left twist.